And it's Ken Kraetzer at the Maritime College with the head coach of Maritime football, Clayton Kendrick-Holmes, Naval Academy graduate. Coach, good to see you. Had a big win on Saturday.
It's good to see you too, Ken. Thanks for coming in.
Your offense really played well, dominated the game against Maine Maritime, and you won some conference awards. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was a great way to start on Saturday, and we just got off. Our team was really focused when we came out of the blocks on Saturday, and just really happy with their pregame focus and intensity. I think they were all business and came out and just got the job done. So, offense, defense, special teams. Matt Murphy was our the offensive player, special teams player of the game with the 2 field goals and the 7 for 7 on extra points and the touchback on most of the kicks. And then he did get a 42-yard punt, so a pretty good day for him. And then with Kendall Parker, had the 2.5 sacks. It was the defensive player of the week for the conference, and was just all over the field and played really well against a triple option. And then Tom with the quarterback spot, was 14 for 16, and just did a great job. He was on the money, so it was great to see him do a great job too. And he got offensive player of the week in the conference.
And a game like that, you got a chance to put in some of your younger players. I saw you have a real big right offensive tackle who got a chance to play most of the second half. Tell us a little bit about some of the younger players who got a chance to play and really demonstrated what they could do.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best things about the game was being able to get some of those guys some playing time early, so they got the feel for playing college football, and just being able to get out there and mix it up a little bit on the in a different way. So we had quite a few players get in, probably too many to mention any specifically here, but we got a ton of guys in, a lot of reps, and so it was good to see them get out there.
Okay, great. Now, on this week, you head up to Mass Maritime for it's really one of your rivalry games. They call it the Chowder Bowl. Tell us a little bit about maybe to start by the history of the rivalry between the two schools.
Right. Well, Mass Maritime has had football for quite a time up there, and I'd known Coach Cameron started up there about the same time that I started here, and it was just a natural rivalry for us, being in the maritime industry, and so contacted them early on, and we were able to get on the schedule in 2007. And so this is the 10th playing of the Chowder Bowl. We had 1 year where we did not play, so this is the 10th year that we're going at it, and it's kind of hard to believe. I saw Chowder Bowl X, and I thought it was a placeholder for something else they were putting on the schedule, and I realized it was the 10th playing of it. So yeah, it's been a while.
What are the challenges that Mass Maritime will bring to your team on this weekend?
A lot of it's just the unknown for them. This will be their first game. They've had a chance to watch us play. They practiced over the weekend. They're coming out of their camp. I think they really focus on this game as kind of their way to get the season started, and so they always come out, and it's always generally a great game and a close game, as it was last year, and it's always a hard fought battle. It's one that's tough to get up there and go on the road. We did our preseason scrimmage. We got to go on the road, so it's not the first time we've gotten on a bus, but going up there and day tripping. Hopefully traffic will be kind to us on Friday heading up to Massachusetts. But a little bit of the unknown on what they're doing offensively. We hear rumors they're doing some different things, going to a little bit more two back or option type philosophy, which is a little different than what we see with any of the other teams. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge for us to focus on defense, and then offensively. They've kind of changed quite a bit defensively, just whether they're an odd front or an even front. So, we're kind of working on everything and just trying to come out and be ready for whatever they have. If we're, physically ready to go and mentally ready to go, I think a lot of it for us, really the challenge is kind of recovering from the success from last week. A lot of times you talk about handling adversity. Handling success is a great problem to have, but it is a problem of its own. So, keeping our guys to get back locked in, focused on, the next ridge line that we need to take.
As coaches all preach that the last game ends Saturday night, and the new week and the new opponent, think about that, starts on Sunday. Coach, tell us a little bit about one of the things we love talking to college athletes and their coaches is how they work on time management. Here, obviously, you've got a very tough academic schedule for the players, college football that they're playing each week, and then also for many, the military duties that they have, military and merchant seaman training that they have. Tell us a little bit about how you work with the players on time management.
Sure. Well, about 65% of our players are in the regiment, and so they have morning formation. They've got ship work. Our ship is actually heading out for Harvey relief, so there's a lot of work going on in the ship right now, and they're trying to get some time on the ship. Some of their sea days where they stand watch, and so they're trying to build that up this week. But normally they have that moving forward. They'll have watches sometimes in the evenings that we'll have to work around with practice and things like that. One of the big things this week is getting academic clearance for them to miss class on Friday, and then there's one other Friday that we'll miss. So we basically have a letter to them from our athletic director, and their Friday teachers have to sign a note and get it back to us, and basically just trying to get them to be proactive with their teachers about taking academic responsibilities early and on their own, taking care of those things. There's a lot of class changes in schedules. Most of our student athletes are going to take close to 20 credit hours, and even some of the freshmen are taking 18, which is a big adjustment for them. So a lot of it's time management. We do, next week during our open week, we'll have a meeting with our academic support center, and we have a really robust program in our library and our academic support programs. Miranda does a great job with that, and so we're going to bring her in and talk with the team and really focus with the freshmen just on time management, how much time they should be putting into studying, how much time they need to be putting into sleeping, how much time into the recovery aspects with food and hydration. Tony Pedrati is going to work with them. Our offensive line coach and strength and conditioning coach is going to work with them on some of the nutritional needs, and he's also going to get them 2 workouts a week, which we do it a little bit differently. We work it around their class schedule, so they're going to sign up for lifts, and then he's going to work with them on several lifting periods during the day. So it's definitely a packed schedule. They're up and at 'em on campus. Classes are going all day, and it's busy. I've got a couple of commuters that are spending some time trying to find parking like you did this morning, and so it's a lot. It's a busy campus. There's a lot going on, but they do really well. That's the type of young man who does well here, is one who's able to focus and kind of prioritize, but some of them need a little more help than others, so we try to help them there.
Well, I think it's valuable advice and training for any college student. The big challenge moving up to studying and living on their own and studying at a higher level. Coach, just tell us, what is the location of the game and what's the start time?
So we're going to be up at Mass Maritime, which is on Buzzards Bay. It's right there. The field is right by the canal, which goes out to Cape Cod, and it's a beautiful location there. Not quite as beautiful as ours, but it's a great place to go and play a game. It'll be 7 p.m. start. I know they'll have a lot of festivities up there. There's usually some chowder being sold and taste testing and stuff like that. But we're going to leave here about noon and travel up and get up there and hopefully get the job done and then bus back down after the game.
Okay, Coach, we'll look forward to hearing about it and following the results of that game, and talk to you again next week. This is Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio with Coach Clayton Kendrick-Holmes at the Maritime College in the Bronx, New York.